Surprise, surprise. Sarah Boone has issues with her 8th attorney. Are you really surprised? There's a new letter that's going to be posted soon. Maybe we'll take a look at it. Probably will take a look at it because I'm nosy. But she had her hearing today, and her trial is not set until, well, who knows? Maybe there'll be some issues with her 8th attorney. Maybe we'll just keep pushing back. Maybe this is what she's trying to do. Maybe she doesn't want to even have her trial. You know, in her letter, she's like, I want to have my trial now, blah, 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 blah. But maybe she's trying to push it so far out, saying that she has issues with her attorney that she thinks maybe they're just going to be like, hey, you know what, Sarah Boone, we're just going to release you. Yeah, we'll just release you out into the wild. But let's listen to our hearing. And then we also are going to listen to the cross-examination. I think there's been a little bit of direct examination, but cross-examination of Trooper Buchanan for the Karen Reed trial. That happened, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Oh, God, I'm a little bit late. Hi, Taxi. How are you doing today? How's it going? But let's start off with Ms. Sarah Boone. The title says, please be nice to me. Sarah Boone complains about 8th attorney. I mean, honestly, I thought things were fine with her attorney because, you know, I periodically check the Sarah Boone court stuff online, and it seems like her attorney is getting things done. I'm not seeing new letters from Sarah Boone, so I'm like, oh, maybe things are working out. Good. Let's have the fucking trial. Let's go. But I don't know. There might be issues.
Judge, I've obviously not seen the letter.
Oh, is this sped up? I'm sorry. Is this sped up? I'm going to do normal speed. Hello, Charlene. How are you doing today? How's it going?
Ms. Boone is correct. She has walked out of the last 2 visits when I've tried to review things with her. Just so the court knows, I've spent probably 20 hours, a little bit more, a little bit less, with Ms. Boone. She has lots of lists, lots of questions in reviewing the court file.
Look at the judge's face. This is a new judge, by the way. This is Judge Kranick. So new attorney, new judge assigned to her case, but look at the judge's face because he knows the history of Sarah Boone. He knows how many attorneys she went through. Some wasn't her fault because there's like some conflict of interest, but there are some where it seems like they weren't getting along with each other. Maybe Sarah Boone wants to take a different direction than what the lawyer wants to present, or maybe Sarah Boone wants her lawyer to do something that's maybe unethical and the lawyer doesn't want to get involved in this shit. But look at the judge's face right there. He's like, oh gosh, oh boy. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. Hi Chantal, how are you doing today? How's it going? So she said that Sarah Boone has walked out on 2 of their meetings so far.
She was distressed previously about having access to her lawyers. I have taken collect phone calls from her that are at my expense. JAC doesn't reimburse you because I think it's important for clients to have access. I have sent...
Hang on, please. No one's interrupting.
Whoa. Was that Sarah Boone trying to interrupt in a formal court proceeding? It sounded like her mousy ass voice.
Interrupted you this morning, Ms. Boone.
As I said, I've spent over 20 hours going through her questions, going through her lists. When I tried to update her with regard to the depositions that I took recently, she opted to exit the jail conference. When I tried to...
Wait, why? I thought she wanted to be involved in every aspect of this. I wonder if she doesn't like the defense that her attorney is suggesting her to go with. I mean, it seems like they're doing the battered spouse defense. Hi, Moondog. How are you doing today? No, I do not want her to represent herself. Please, no. I don't like it when they represent themselves, especially if they don't know what the hell they're doing, because it wastes our time. It wastes the court's time. Things are much slower. The judge has to spend time explaining things to them. They don't know fuck all. Like, no. Just stick to a public defender. Or maybe Annette and Jackson would be like, hey, we'll do pro bono for Sarah. I'm just kidding. They're totally not. Who wants to deal with her, okay? Ain't nobody going to do that pro bono.
Review some things with regard to discovery as to things I wanted to make sure she was aware of. She walked out. She has asked me repeatedly for a copy of some medical records.
Medical records. I wonder if she's purposely being difficult to make it so she's trying to get the public defenders to quit on her over and over and over. So in the future, she's going to be like, look at this. I'm just trying to have my case tried. I've been working with so many public defenders and they're just all doing me wrong. Like, this is so unfair. I've been locked up for 4 to 5 years waiting to have my day in trial. It's not my fault. It's the lawyer's fault.
Based on the discovery I got from the previous attorneys,
this must have happened in a movie or something. Was there a movie that they played in her little jail that she watched, and she's like, "Oh, good idea. I'm going to steal this from the movie and then see if it's going to happen in real life."
One of the copies of those medical records had her handwritten notes. So she had a copy given to her previously. She'd reviewed them with previous attorneys. I sent her a new copy.
Oh, maybe medical records that she had, because her and her boyfriend, they have had some domestic violence issues in the past as well. I think he was arrested in one. She was in trouble for another one. Like, it seems like it was a very tumultuous relationship. So maybe those are the medical records that she's trying to get. Like, hey, look, see, he's been abusive to me in the past. Here are the medical records. But, you know, I think the prosecution is going to show that she's also been kind of physical with her boyfriend as well. And they both were, you know, they're both reprimanded by law enforcement. I know that he was arrested prior for what? I have to go through the records because I don't remember. But I could have sworn she also got in trouble for it too. It seems like they both were just, you know.
Some of the things that she thinks are important from a lawyer perspective, perhaps I don't attach the same importance to, and you try to explain that to a client. You know, I know the court's in a difficult position, but at this point, we're at that impasse of, if she walks out of every conference that I have with her, I'm not sure what that says about the attorney-client relationship.
She's like, "Judge, please get me out of this. I don't want to deal with her anymore. I'm trying my best here." You know, it's this influencer chick. You know what's funny? She kind of does look like that YouTuber. And I say YouTuber because she did make YouTube videos, but I don't know if she was like famous on YouTube. But do you guys remember there was a YouTuber who she like, it was like a murder for hire. She hired like these 2 guys to come over, staged like some fake robbery, and kidnapped her husband. But there was like a body cam footage of when law enforcement arrived, and then you could see how she was acting, and it was just like, it was just off. It was like, this is like kind of off. I don't know. I forgot what her name was, but like they kind of look similar. I know who you're talking about though.
Ma'am, you said there was something else that you had other than a 58-page submittal or letter. What other information is it that you're seeking to have me?
What did he say? 50-page letter? Hold on a second. So she's got like, it looks like there's a stack full of paper right there. They have not been uploaded to the court's database yet, but 50 pages. Oh my God.
Ma'am, you said there was something else that you had other than a 58-page submittal or letter.
58-page letter. Oh my God. We've seen the Sarah Boone letters before, spanning from 4 pages, 8 pages. I don't think we've ever seen anything more than 10 or 50, or maybe we have. I don't think so. 58 pages? Dude, she's trying to write her like life story on there. I don't know. Maybe she's just doing it for attention at this point. I'm baffled.
What other information is it that you're seeking to have me take a look at?
It's things that I've been working on in the meantime. It's things that she likes to tell me is not necessary, but I know for a fact it is necessary.
So she thinks she knows more than her attorney. And I wonder how many other attorneys told her the same thing, where Sarah Boone's like, no, this is necessary. And the attorneys are like, no, Sarah Boone, it's not necessary. I wonder how many other attorneys told her the same thing. She literally just wants an attorney that's going to be her yes man.
Like to, in quotes, put things to rest all the time and constantly tells me I'm not having this conversation with you. So I'm not going to waste my time, and I, being in jail, have supposedly abundant amounts of. She's not going to waste my time because she's not going to explain something to me. And I have taken it upon myself to explain it to myself because she refuses to do so. I don't understand what it is that she has against me. I have told her from day one that her snotty attitude was inappropriate, and I try very hard.
Imagine working with your public defender and on day one, you tell them your snotty attitude is inappropriate. On day one. It'll be a difference if it was like, day 5, day 10, and you've been dealing with it for some time. Because usually initially when you deal with someone, you don't like the way they are. You're just kind of like, oh, maybe it's just like an off day. Or maybe I'm interpreting things wrong. But no, Sarah Boone's like, I don't like your snotty attitude. Oh, gosh.
To bear with her and her attitude. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong to her, but I feel that her attitude has equaled prejudice, which is not in my favor, especially considering she's supposedly representing my life.
Okay.
And she's like, I don't know what she has against me. I don't know what she has against me.
Give me an example of, if you could, of items that you believe are important. Ms. Catchman is not giving attention to or dismissing as you may have framed it.
Yes, please be specific. We would like to hear that. I like how the judge is, he's inquiring because he wants to know too.
Yes, Your Honor. She likes to tell me that I don't like her answers. She's not giving me any answers to this.
What did she say?
I've written 3 pages worth of questions, but she's not giving me any. She likes to tell me that I don't like her answers.
She'd like to tell me that I don't like her something. I didn't know what she said. Maybe I don't think captions are going to help us. We'll try. Fire, hello, how are you doing today? Joe, hello, Tuco, how's it going? The trial is set for October so far, but if she has issues with her attorney again and again and again and again and again, she'll never have her trial.
She's not giving me any answers to this. I've written 3 pages worth of questions, but I'm still waiting for her and any other attorney to actually answer for me.
Oh, okay. So she had a bunch of questions written down and she's saying that her attorney is not spending time answering them. But this is not the only attorney who has done that. Other attorneys have done the same thing. So when it's a pattern with a bunch of other attorneys who are doing the same thing, Sarah, maybe they really aren't important. Maybe you're just asking frivolous questions. Maybe you're wasting their time, truly.
Such as, why can't I have a bond? Why can't I have a download of my phone? Why can't I speak to my investigator? Why can't I have my medical records? Why can't I fully utilize my constitutional rights? There's 3 pages worth of questions that I have.
What constitutional rights specifically?
I'm very leery about having a fair trial at this point.
Okay, you're not answering the question, so maybe she'll get there. So do you see that hesitation right there? Judge is like, oh, okay, what are the constitutional rights that you're referring to? And she's like, fuck, I don't know the answer to this. Let me see if I can give a long-winded answer. I don't know, maybe she'll get to it.
There are a handful of other amendments that I have been researching and working on and trying to incorporate.
So there are other amendments that she's researching and trying to incorporate, but she's not listing the amendments directly.
To me, what I have written to you is obvious, and apparently from...
Oh, and it's obvious, but I don't know what they are, but it's obvious. It's in the amendment somewhere. I've done my research. It's obvious, Judge.
The correspondence that I get from the world, South Korea was the last place that I received correspondence. They obviously see the same thing.
She got correspondence from South Korea? Is that what she said?
So I don't know what I'm doing wrong other than wanting to have a very successful outcome. It's just been long and drawn out, and I believe that God obviously believes in me as much as I do him in order for him to give me this very unique adventure that I am on, and I'm doing my best to...
Oh, I just noticed the Court TV text update. Sarah Boone, once again, unhappy with representation.
Let everyone know who I really am as opposed to the malicious murderer that everyone thinks that I am. I don't feel that she can do that properly. I still always, the reason why I'm here is hope that she will come in with a gentle, softer side and actually listen to what it is that I'm saying.
See, sometimes when you're dealing with a personality like Sarah Boone, you start off pretty soft, but then when you start realizing that the person on the other side of the table is a fucking asshole, yeah, you start have to amp up your personality a little bit and be a little bit aggressive. You can't just let someone like Sarah Boone step all over you.
And see the bigger picture other than what's the one avenue that she keeps going down. There's other ways to win and in more than one way.
Right. She doesn't want people to see her as a malicious murderer, but the issue that we have is that there is a video of her taping her boyfriend zipped up in the suitcase. He's trying to get out. He's like begging her, and she's just sitting there laughing. That's pretty fucking malicious. Oh God, she's like so delulu.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not saying that I'm trying to remove her. I'm just trying to ask you, please, forgive me if I have to ask you for this. If you could please let her know, please, to just be nice to me and have a welcoming attitude, and things will probably change, and I will not get up and I walk out. Please don't lie to me. Please don't give me half-truths. And
What instances where there's...
Right. The judge is trying to get specifics, and she's just kind of rambling on and on at this point. Initially, his first question was, okay, so what are the constitutional rights that you're referring to, right? And she's like, I don't know. There's like some amendments. I've done my research. I don't know. It's pretty obvious. And then now the judge is like, okay, well, give me some specific like incidents, right? I can't imagine someone like Sarah Boone telling people, please just be nice to me. It's like, oh God, I feel like Sarah Boone seems like the type of person who's just like super fucking passive aggressive. And at some point it's just a straight up asshole probably, and just really aggressive. We've seen tinges of it through the police body cam, through her interview. Like we've seen like hours and hours of footage of you, Sarah Boone. And not only that, we've seen the letters that you've written. She doesn't seem like a very nice person.
Been falsities or lies that have been told to you by Ms. Cashman. Can you give me an example?
my biggest one, Your Honor, is for me being here ongoing 5 years, no one has ever bothered to try to get me a bond.
What's the lie? You said that she has lied.
Oh, she wants to get bond. So what is the lie? Your Honor, I'm on trial for murder, and where's my fucking bond? I want to be out on bond.
To you. What is the lie?
The process of getting a bond. She lied to my brother in regards to telling him that he would need to come down to the courthouse to have multiple photographs taken for documentation. He would have to bring the security information, deeds to his house.
Oh my, there's so much to say here. Where do we begin? Let me bring back in my friends, Tommy Pope and Mike.
I think there's more court footage here. All right, we'll listen for a little bit, and then we'll go back to the court footage. Right, thank you so much for the what. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like she's just doing it on purpose.
Michael J. Brown. Okay, so we're on lawyer number 8. God bless this woman, Patricia Cashman, the attorney. We just saw the back of her head, the blonde curly hair, addressing the judge, saying she spent 20 hours with Sarah Boone. She's even taken collect calls at her own expense. She serves with the Office of the Public
Not getting reimbursement for that.
Defender there, and has taken calls that she's had to pay for out of her own pocket when she's not making a lot of money, you know, because she wants to be devoted to her client, and her client is walking out of discussions with her, and they have reached this impasse. Tommy, Sarah Boone has had a problem with every single attorney. Do you think the problem is Sarah Boone?
You know, at some time, you know,
It might not be Sarah Boone. It might just be all the other attorneys, you know?
you've been through 8 or 9 relationships, and it's always them. Maybe it's not. You know, I was thinking as she was talking, inside Miss Cashman's head is, "Oh, Judge, please relieve me. Oh, Judge, please relieve."
Yes, she's like it's like her attorney didn't put in a motion to what's it called again? Motion to. Oh, fuck. I forgot. It like completely left my head. Maybe he'll say it. It's basically saying that like, okay, you know, there's a conflict of interest. I can't represent her anymore. I just can't. Get someone else to do it.
Because, you know, the defendant was saying, "Oh, I don't want her to leave. I just want her to be nicer to me." Michael could probably shed some light on this. I would be terrified to be held hostage, you know, by this defendant, because I think what she's really doing, she is effectively denying herself of counsel. You know, you've got a right to be present in the courtroom, but if you have misconduct, you can be removed. We've seen that in other cases. I think that's in essence what she's doing.
Motion to withdraw. Yes, thank you. Motion to quit. I like that too. Yeah, motion to withdraw. Thank you.
And here, I don't know what state, you know, and what their rules are, but it
Motion to GTFO.
seems to me a matter of time you're going to have this, because she thinks she's smarter than all of her attorneys anyway.
Right.
Just go ahead. It'll be misery, but let her represent herself. I think the worst scenario, and again, Michael could shed some light, I'd hate to be a defense attorney.
No. Don't let her represent herself. I mean, at some point, I guess she might even have to represent herself. But that's just like such a waste of time. I don't know. Like when I saw little bits of Darryl Brooks, and it was just like a mess. It was just like them trying to explain to him normal court procedure stuff, because he doesn't know fuck all about it. He's like, oh, I did some reading. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But like, I don't know. It's just a waste of time. But it might have to be that at the very end of the day. Yeah, she might have to. You know, she's not happy with anyone. It's like, if you can't afford an attorney and you don't want to deal with the public defenders that have been assigned to you, then I don't know, man. You might have to do it yourself. Maybe call in a favor from a family member, friend who is a lawyer or something like that. I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to.
attorney tied to this client.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess basically you'd sit there in the courtroom, let her run her mouth while you checked your messages and worried about your bar license.
Right. You know who I'm thinking of? Our friend Kirk Nurmi with Jodi Arias. You know, I mean, poor Kirk wrote a book about it. His life with Ms. Arias. He's never been the same since. God bless him. Great guy.
Oh, yeah. Poor Kirk. I don't think Kirk is an attorney anymore. He was a public defender. He was defending Jodi Arias. I think he tried to withdraw maybe like a couple times because he didn't want to represent her anymore and kept getting denied.
It saved her life, by the way. So, yeah, Sarah Boone, okay, obviously she is the common thread with all these problems. Are all these 8 lawyers bad? No, they're not. We've seen them in court. They are excellent attorneys. She's fortunate to have them. Michael, I want to know what you thought when we heard Sarah Boone speak after she tried to interrupt her lawyer. The judge quieted her down. And she goes, I just want her to be nice to me. I want her to be more loving. She's not a therapy dog. She's her lawyer. Michael, what do you think?
She's not her therapy dog. Oh, gosh. Okay, let me go back. I think there's more.
She's seated in the jury box.
To her, and it turns into everything else, and it turns into all these other different stories.
The audio is bad, so I'm just going to do it slow.
It is addressing the judge as she's seated in the jury box.
Because she can't afford a Mad Hatter.
To her, and then it turns into everything else, and then it turns into all these other different stories of why she won't do or why she has said certain things. It always changes and it mutates after I ask her for certain things, not just for the bond, but for other things also.
Okay, well, let's focus on the bond issue because you said that she's lied to you, and what you've told me so far, none of that is inaccurate.
So how is it though, because I don't have any experience prior to this, I don't know the process.
Oh my God, she just said that she doesn't have any experience prior to this. So why did you think she was lying to you then? Why did you think that you're in the right? Obviously, your defense attorney, Patricia Cashman, has experience. Why did you think she was lying? That's so confusing to me. When one person has experience versus someone who doesn't have experience, and she's admitting she doesn't have experience, but she's like, oh, but she's lying. How do you know she's lying?
Process of getting a bond other than what I have read, and it's just for her to do a bond, a motion for a bond hearing. But I didn't know that anyone, all of the other inmates, even officers, have ever said that they've had to do that process.
Oh, she's comparing her experience with other inmates and stuff like that.
In order to have photographs taken and documented and news crews and visit to his house, he's not posting my bond, which I told her a million and one times.
I mean, their cases could be completely different, though.
She still spooked him by asking by him something that he's going to have to, and it would threaten his security clearance considering he's in the service, the military. So she totally deterred me from having my brother's address in order for me to have a motion for a bond. No one else has even bothered to even ask me for one, and I will be honest with you and the court. I know for a fact with however sky high my limit would be for my bond to receive, I know for a fact unless my fans would set up GoFundMe pages or God's will or however else it is he planned on for me.
Wait, I'm sorry. The audio is so bad. Is she saying that her fans set up some GoFundMe pages, or is this her way of getting her PSA out there? Like, hey fans, send me a GoFundMe page. I have to go back a little bit.
She totally deterred me from having my brother's address in order for me to have a motion for a bond. No one else has even bothered to even ask me for one, and I will be honest with you and the court. I know for a fact with however sky high my limit would be for my bond to receive, I know for a fact unless my fans would set up GoFundMe pages or God's will or however else it is he planned on for me to have it paid, if at all. My point is to utilize my rights to have a bond. And with the information I have included in here to you for the amount of saturation of publicity, there's nowhere that I could go even if I were to be at in quotes flight risk because of the amount of information that everybody already knows about me, what I look like, and what I eat apparently, and so many other things. There's nowhere I could go if I were to even think about being at flight risk. It's just the fact that I would like please to have a bond so I can say that I actually achieved something.
Okay, we're going to address bond in just a sec.
Okay, so she wants to be out on bond, essentially.
second, but that's
And she's like, well, everyone knows what I look like. It's not like I'm going to go anywhere. It's not like I'm going to do anything. It's not like I'm going to be out there terrorizing other people with my entitlement and attitude.
back the truck up here for a moment. Did you guys hear what I heard? That she said, my fans? Did she say she has fans because she's gained notoriety by being a defendant in a homicide
I want to go back to the courtroom. Okay, it's a bit longer.
case? The homicide of her boyfriend? Did she just say she has fans? Let's go back into the courtroom and listen now.
Yeah, it's delusional.
Never told me he had to provide pictures or deed to a house. What it said was, I mean, he's been in the courtroom for all the hearings, and it's likely that they would be there for the bond hearing, and that your face could be on the television, and it was a concern for him. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But Judge, I can't spend all my time defending what I'm doing and at the same time be effectively preparing a case
What do you call those again? Hybristophiliacs, right?
for trial. In these situations, I know it puts the court in a very difficult position.
Hi, Lily. Yes. As you can see, once again, unhappy with Rep.
As I see it, Ms. Boone has a couple options. Number one, she can ask you to represent herself.
And you know what? She's not the only attorney who has said that. The previous attorney, Frank Berkowitz, also said that in his, it might have been in his motion to withdraw or something when he was addressing his issues with Sarah Boone. He's like, you know what? Let her fucking represent herself then. Because no one's going to ever be happy. She's never going to be happy with anyone. No one's ever going to satisfy her. It was like something of that sentiment. I think Frank Berkowitz said a very similar thing.
She has the right to. You have a Faretta hearing and determine whether she's capable. The court then has to address the issue of whether it's appropriate to appoint standby counsel. Obviously, since she believes not a word that I say after 40 years of doing criminal defense, I'm probably not the right lawyer for that. The other thing is she gets one last lawyer and either works or it doesn't. And sometimes, unfortunately, the court gets put in a position that you have to have that
Oh, thanks. They cleaned up the audio.
conversation with a client that you don't, if you want your counsel of choice, then you need to hire your counsel of choice, and everyone can certainly do that. And if you're indigent, the court can only go through this so many times with Miss Boone coming to the court and there ending up being irreconcilable differences, such that the counsel that you have appointed can't move forward and provide effective assistance to
She's like, Your Honor, Ms. Boone is just wasting time and taxpayers' money.
counsel.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm inclined to go ahead and figure out.
Patricia
Oh, what? Why do we cut off there?
Cashman is right. She has an obligation under the law when you sign up to do criminal defense work to provide effective assistance to your client. Lawyers can get in really big trouble with that. I mean, cases can be overturned because of ineffective assistance. Someone can lose their law license if it's really bad, depending on the circumstances. And as you can see, that's not the case here. There's nothing ineffective about what Patricia Cashman is doing. She told the court 42 years. She has
And ain't nobody wants to put their career in jeopardy for Sarah Boone.
served and practiced criminal defense work. Any defendant would be lucky.
Like, you might hate your client, you might not like them, but you're going to do your best to represent them. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's like once the case is over, right? You move on to the next client.
Have a seasoned attorney like that, who does, by the way, appear to be very nice and pleasant. As the judge noted, no lies are being discovered here. Just so you know, my friends, our video signal's been taking hits. That's why
Well, there's also like appeal stuff too, but
coming out here a little more frequently and sharing some of my analysis with you. We're good. We've got the video back. Let's go in together again.
My last week of my period is the first full week of August, and it starts again on the last full week of August. So we could set it then, but I know that you have trial case management with Judge Marquez on.
for those of you guys who are joining us, the judge pointed out earlier that Sarah Boone has a 58-page letter. It has not been uploaded yet. I'm sure it will be. Per the court, defendant advised the court of her concerns with her attorney. Attorney Cashman addressed the defendant concerns with the court. The court took under advisement and will readdress prior to trial. The defendant provided the court with letter. And he mentioned it was 58 pages.
On the 20th or the 21st of June, which may
impact that. So,
And I have a trial certain with Judge Harris August 5th, and
as do I.
August seems a bit difficult for me.
For a week.
Under her story, it says, Torres assaulted her for talking to a guy at a bar. The decedent dragged her upstairs and kicked her in the eye.
For Mr. Robbins, okay. So,
I know, right? It's like 58 pages. Well, maybe Sarah Boone did the college essay thing where it's like, okay, it's double space. You leave like a lot of margins. Write in big font.
the options that I see it are, we could specially set this for the week of August 26th, or we set it for the trial period beginning September 30. The hiccup with that first week of September 30 is we have a court holiday on Thursday, October the 3rd, which would limit us to a
October. What's a holiday in October? Indigenous People Day? What's October a holiday?
4-day trial period, which I don't believe is not sufficient. So that would take us to either October 7 or October 14. So based on the court's trial calendar, that's what I've got available. August 26th, October 7, or October 14.
I think the October 7 or October 14th is more realistic, Judge. I know that Mr. Cacciatore has other trials too, and other things on other judges' pretrial dockets and those things.
We're specially set in July and in September. Mr. Cacciatore?
I think we can, I think October 7th
Mr. Cacciatore is like, I'm just glad I'm not the other side of the council table.
is fine.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to specially set this matter for the second week of the September 30 trial period, beginning Monday, October 7th. We will set this matter for trial case management on the 24th of September, right?
What?
September 24 at 9 a.m. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do you at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Wait, what? Because her trial is set for October. Oh, no. Patricia Cashman's like, no.
Tuesday, September 20th.
Tuesday, September 24 at 1:30 in the afternoon for our trial case management. Trial date certain on October the 7th.
It's Tuesday, September 20th.
Tuesday, September 24 at 1:30 in the afternoon for our trial case management. Trial date certain on October the 7th. Deputy, if you could please grab the 2 packages of submittals from Ms. Boone. Oh, I thought it was 2 different envelopes, ma'am. Okay. I will review that, and after the review, the court will either issue an order or set this matter for hearing based on what it is that's been presented by Ms. Boone. Mr. Cacciatore, anything else we need to address this morning, sir?
Not going to say.
Ms. Cashman, anything else we need to address?
Not that I'm aware of it this time, Judge.
Ms. Boone?
I mean, I feel bad for his family. The victim's family is probably like, what the fuck is going on? It's never going to get resolved. That's what it's going to feel like, at least.
Is there anything else you need to
Well, she didn't put in a motion to withdraw. She did make some comments, alluding that's probably what she wants, but she didn't put in like a formal motion to withdraw.
bring to my attention at this time?
I'm grateful for your time. I was forgiven for having to utilize it. But I really do hope that you review thoroughly what it is that I'm asking for from my attorney who's supposed to be representing me for the trial that's supposedly happening in October, late September. So if you could please, I don't understand how I'm supposed to be able to go into a trial when I don't have what it is to properly defend myself.
Ma'am, I've asked for your submittals. I will be reviewing them. All right, thank you. All right, y'all, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Judge.
Ooh, you need a deep breath after that. I feel like I need some Tylenol. Let's hit the pause button here as Sarah Boone is escorted back to court. We'll watch this video. She exits the screen. Back to jail she goes. No adjustment on her bond. I don't know what she expects. This is a homicide case. Very rarely do we see somebody out on a bond.
Sarah's birthday is 10/10. I think I remember she's in October, baby. Oh, my Lord. Okay, so that is Sarah Boone. The judge has mentioned there is a 58-page letter, but maybe it's no, I don't know. I was like, maybe it's like double page, but it wouldn't matter anyways, double page or single page. All right, well, keep an eye on that. Sarah Boone, y'all. That's the update that we have so far. The woman whose trial will never happen. I wonder if in Florida, if you're in limbo for, I don't know, for an X amount of years, if they're just like, you know what, we'll just let you go. Because maybe that's what Sarah Boone is thinking. Maybe she's hoping that if she can possibly have all these issues with all these public defenders, she might complain like, oh, see, it's not me, it's the public defenders. I don't have proper representation. Y'all should just let me go. So her case management September 24th, which is, it's a long ways from now. Trial date set for October 7th, which means nothing to me at this point. We've had her trial date rescheduled over and over and over and over again. It like means nothing to me. I feel like it's just a waste of space of the court's time scheduling these trials, and then it doesn't even happen. She obviously wants to have a bond hearing. She wants to be out on bond. She's on trial for murder. She said that she has fans. Maybe they'll make her a GoFundMe page, or I don't know if they made her a GoFundMe page, or that was her way of doing a PSA to everyone. Like, hey, fans out there, make me a GoFundMe page. Wink, wink, wink. Speedy trial. No. It's been like, what, 4 years since this happened? Happy Friday. Oh, is it Friday? Happy Friday, y'all. Oh boy, so that's it with Sarah Boone. I'll keep an eye out for the letter. Oh boy.